Nicky.
And I'm Tomás.
And we got a show for you.
Science fun, never gonna count. Science is fun to learn about. You can never have a doubt about science.
I am looking at soap under a microscope. Hi, I'm trying to learn about how sound can bounce off
Wow, peeps. This is CCTV. Thank you, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Tomás Cats. Today we're going to talk about a new program that me and my friend Nicky invented. And that program is called Science Squad. So a little bit about Science Squad. Science Squad is a monthly show where me and my friend Nicky talk about science for 27 minutes straight. And now here's some. Here's some more. Here's Nicky.
Hi. Science Squad is now a show where we will be explaining and discussing topics all about science. Every month there will be a new topic. Tomás and I choose Science Squad because science is one of our favorite topics in school. By the way, we are both in 4th grade. We want to teach kids everything about science to help them prepare for school.
Thank you, Nicky. Now let's get down to business. The first topic on the table is what Science Squad is all about. Science Squad is where me and Nicky, it was Nicky and I, will talk about the amazing world outside our door. And what happens if you come up with ideas, do experiments, and don't sit around watching this show and eating potato chips. Or you'll be a potato chip, a couch potato chip. Second topic on the table is sound. Now, why sound? I mean, out of all the science topics, why sound? It's because the second episode, if you count this as the first one, the second episode is going to be all about sound. And back to Nicky.
Let's talk a little bit about sound. Sound are waves going through the air, and depending on how close you are from the sound will be really big into your ears. But if you're really far, the sound will be very small. That is why it is hard to hear someone very, very far away. Sound can be made from wind, footsteps, or anything else that can move. Even stairs can make sounds because they can creak. An echo is sound waves that can't escape. An echo is a reflection of the original sound. Sound waves are vibrations that make sound. When you hit something, it causes a vibration, which is a very fast back and forth movement. A vibration will bounce off things as if it was surrounded by mirrors.
More about sound. There's a thing called your inner ear. And we use it to hear sound. You can learn more about this in our next episode. But to give you the basics about the inner ear, we're going to tell you about the 3 elements that basically make up the inner ear. So I'll give you a basic idea of what the inner ear is, but we'll go more in depth to that in the next episode. Element number 1. There are 3 bones inside our ear that vibrate together, and the vibration moves hair cells, which sends the message to the brain, and then interprets it into sound. Element number 2 is that there's a thing in your body called the cochlea. The cochlea, if you imagine a snail shell that's really soft, tiny, and full of water. That's basically what the cochlea is. Deep inside your ear, the cochlea, with all its fluid, when you move, the water in the cochlea spins around, which helps us balance and also is why you get dizzy, because if you're spinning around and there's water moving, your brain thinks you're moving, but then you've stopped. So is your brain like, am I moving? Have I stopped? What's going on? The water also helps you to hear. Element number 3 is that when sound enters your ear, it bounces off an eardrum. And an eardrum is just like a regular drum. The only difference is that the eardrum is not made for music. Instead, it vibrates it vibrates, which is basically what a regular drum does, except it's not made for music. Basically, what the vibration does is it hits the 3 bones I just talked about, and then which moves the hair cells. And the hair cells basically, it's like a decoded message that your brain has to unscramble. The hair cells, if you imagine, just if anybody who's watching the show knows about Morse code. Morse code is basically like, is basically if you imagine hairs that are moving in different directions. Your brain needs to figure out what those different directions mean, and when it finds out what they mean, that it starts to make sense of what that is, and then it can interpret it into 2 categories, either speech or just random sounds. So, a little more about Nicky, and he's going to tell you about what hearing aids are.
Hearing aids are something that can help people hear if you're deaf. So take me. I'm not deaf, but I can't hear so well. So what a hearing aid does is that it's basically something that goes around your ears, and when a sound goes into it, when the sound goes through the hearing aid and into the part that connects inside to your ear, it will make it louder. That way it's loud enough for your eardrum to go back and forth and vibrate to make sure that you can actually hear the person. Hearing aids also can come in different sizes. So let's say you got hearing aids when you were 2. They will be in a size of just about this big. If you're about 21, they'd be about this big. So depending on how big your ear is, they will change out your hearing aids. Also, usually you would get one hearing aid for 3 years. That way you don't have to change one like every single year.
And just so all the viewers know, Nicky got his first hearing aids when he was 0.
Just about that time.
So, to talk a little more about the Science Squad, I don't have the list with me, but I can give you a quick summary of maybe the next 3 episodes. So as you already know, the next one's going to be about sound. After that, weather. And then currents. Not the battery currents. Not the ones that travel through wires and stuff. The current as in, if you imagine an ocean, the water that goes through the currents.
We also might do the electricity currents if we have time.
Yes. And we have a bunch of other episodes planned. We have the idea of what we're going to do all the way up until December. We have a bunch of different episodes ready, and we're about to make some new ones. I actually think we have some up until February, I think. Yeah, we have some until February, yeah.
Also, if we think about it, we can also think about episodes that we found out by ourselves and then share them with each other. So let's say I found out an episode about lighting. Well, if I find out myself and Tomás doesn't know, the next time we see each other or phone each other or have a play date, we will be able to share the topics that we make up all by ourselves.
So, quick fact. what we're going to do, this is going to be, as we've planned this to only be we've planned this to be the only live TV show we have so far. The rest are going to be refilmed. Oh, and this is a kids TV show, but that does not prohibit adults from watching. So, if you're, if you're a parent watching this show right now, and you have a kid who's doing something other than watching this show, and he's at this house right now. He's at your house, or the house that you're in. Feel free to show this episode to them. We can do a quick debrief about what Science Squad is in a second.
Adults will also be able to learn about Science Squad because maybe there's something about a topic that they don't know about. If you are a parent or an adult, don't feel left out because we'll make sure that you guys get enough information.
And if you have a question about, well, I know it's Science Squad, but what parts of science? We aim to do all of science, which might seem big, but that's why we're making TV programs. I mean, you can't talk about all of science in an episode, but that's what we're aiming to do, just to give a quick debrief of what Science Squad is going to be about today. And then next month, we'll do the actual episodes. By the way, this is a monthly episode, so don't come back tomorrow or next week and think that there's going to be another episode. So I'm sorry to burst your bubble if you thought that this was going to be weekly, but trust me, months go by way faster than you think.
Also, let's say you're a child who thinks, oh, this isn't like a very interesting show, I'm going to go back to my own shows. You can't say that because this is only telling you about the show. You have to wait until we get more episodes and then it will get way more interesting. Like we could do things about TVs or electricity or stuff like that.
We actually are, I'm not sure if we have an episode about, or I think we might have an episode about electricity as a whole, but we're also diving in more in depth. We have a whole episode planned about solar power. That's going to be super cool. Solar power is going to be in December. But until then, yeah, we have a bunch of really cool episodes planned. So if you're a kid, adult, stay tuned. If you're an adult and maybe you have a kid but he's not here right now, just tell them about it when you see them next. And make sure that they are watching CCTV Channel 9 next month, exactly next month. So that's July 21st, September 21st, all the 21st.
Also, if you did not get to ever get available to this show, there will be multiple times this episode will be playing in all the other episodes. So if you missed this episode, don't feel left out. You will be able to watch it another time. And if you really like the show, you might watch it 100 times or something like that.
Yeah, so we have a couple small videos, not the whole thing for this episode, but we have a couple small episodes. Since this is already public, if we post it on YouTube, there's no problem with that. I mean now everybody knows my full name, so at least
also,
we're not giving out any more private information. Just so you know, if you're somebody out there oh, he's gonna tell me about his address and exactly where he lives.
Not gonna give you so much information about ourselves. We're only gonna give you most of the information about the show, when are we gonna do the shows, and how many we're gonna do.
And we will give you, as I said, I don't have the list with me right now, but we will give you a list later. And that is a swear. I promise to give you a list. I can't exactly say when you'll get an exact list of the shows, but you definitely will get one. So we'll announce that in the further episodes. We'll announce hey, today or maybe next time, or we're gonna show you the list. So that is gonna happen. I just want to let you know that. So you are gonna get a schedule.
Also, if you have a topic that you would really like us to play, you can, we can like ask people, and if you want, we can help you think of other topics. And if you have a really topic that you're dying to share with us, maybe we will see you sometime, and we could also find something that we could do. Also, each episode will be playing each month, and the episodes might become more difficult and difficult and difficult.
But they might not.
But not so difficult that me and Tomas will even have an idea what we're even gonna think about. But we're gonna make sure that adults can have a perfect chance to get something that they won't know about.
It is like a growing thing. So I mean, as you know, as we get older, we're gonna learn more. So right now we're in 4th grade, but you know, when we're 5th grade, we'll know more, and then when we're in 6th grade, we'll know more. So you know.
So, if we learn something in school, we will obviously probably put it on our list if it's very interesting. Like, me and Tomas both know a little bit about 4th grade. Like, we're going to learn about ancient Egypt, like Greek mythology.
Don't tell them everything they were going to learn about in 4th grade.
I know, but it could give them some ideas.
I know. So that's a quick debrief about the episode. If you want to know any more, you can ask. You can ask the CCTV studio. I can't give you my personal email, but I can give you my friend Lily, who works at the CCTV. She's basically the head of CCTV. I can give you her address, so if you have any questions about CCTV, you can tell her, and then she'll tell me and Nicky what the questions are, and we'll try to answer them for you as best we can. I'm not sure if we get to all the questions, but as many questions as we can, we're going to try to answer them to you. So Lily is at www.lily@gmail.com, I think. That's what I think it is.
Also, if you are inspired by this TV show or any other show that CCTV has, think creative and you can make your own TV show. Because me and Tomas, well, we just like to do sciencey stuff, school things, and, well, we thought that we could do something. Also, helping kids prepare to school, if you're trying to do that, it can be very, very difficult. So you have to think about really good topics that will help them.
And it's really fun, the work that we do. We really love it, in case you're wondering. We love telling kids about science and what they might experience in their upcoming grades. And this isn't just for 4th graders. We elaborate everything, so if you're a 1st grader, you can watch. I mean, we're not talking at 4th grade level, so it's not. We're not going to make it so that 1st grader can't understand. You've probably already realized that, but we're going to make it so that everybody can understand what the topic is. That way, nobody's left out.
If you are looking for something that will be inspired and you want to create your own TV show and start, we can tell you the app that me and Tomas used, and that might give you some ideas. The app is called iMovie.
And it's probably already famous. Some people might be like, oh, I know that app. Or you might be like, I've never heard of that app in my life.
And if you don't, it's okay. You can get used to it. And then once you think you're really ready, you can go on TV and think about what me and Tomas did.
I mean, really,
if you're watching the show right now and you want to go on TV, well, think about what we would do. Think about what we're doing right now. And also, you always have the power to do anything you want. And you can be anything that you want to be when you grow up.
I mean, we were just kids who are 4th graders, and just random kids who are 4th graders, and we're right now breaking the record for youngest people ever to go on not only Channel 9 but all of CCTV.
Also, if you are younger than us, well, why don't you give it a shot? You'll break the record. So if you're older than us, not to be offended, and you went on TV, like, you broke the record from other people, probably. Like, let's say the record was 15 and you're 12. Well, that makes the record even lower. And as people get inspired to go on TV, it will go lower and lower and lower. So feel free to go on TV whenever you feel like it.
And even if you did break the record, if you're sitting here right now saying, well, I didn't break the record, but I have gone on CCTV and I really enjoyed it, that's great. We love, it doesn't matter if you break a record. If you're doing a thing that you love, if this is what you have a calling for, if this is what you want to do for your life, this is your job.
And if you want to break the record and you can't, that is a-okay. It doesn't matter about breaking the record. It only matters about being yourself
and having fun.
Exactly. So if you really, really, really want to break the record, well, you can break the record for something else. It's not so important that you break the record. The only thing that is important is what is inside of your heart.
And what you like is what Science Squad and I'm thinking all of CCTV is trying to get everybody to do. So I really hope the next month you will watch our next episode because we have a bunch of stuff planned. And
also, we might also do another thing of our TV screen, like maybe we'll do mathematics or other things. So if you want to join Science Squad or do something that's like Science Squad, it's okay. It doesn't matter if you follow someone else's like TV topic. It doesn't matter.
And remember, probably since this only airs in Cambridge, if you already know what CCTV is, if you want to join Science Squad or something like it, you can head over to CCTV. If you don't know where it is, 1, you know it's in Cambridge. 2, something really cool about that is, well, if you want to find out where CCTV is, you can just go to cctv.org, or .com, which can tell you all about CCTV, and I'm not sure, but they probably mentioned where it is. And this is if you want to do something just like what me and Nicky are doing right now, it's the Host Your Own Live TV Show, Channel 9. So, I'm sorry, but that is all the time we have. So, thank you and good night.